So Paddy, you've had 24 hours to reflect on having a look at the pitch. Just wondered how significant do you think the pace bowlers will be, and how significant do you think Nathan Lyon will be on what looks like a pretty dry deck?
Yeah, hard to know. It was probably a bit firmer today than it was the last couple of days. 2019 it really spun for Nath, even without the foot marks. It spun off the straight to left-handers as well. So I think he's going to have a big role. But yeah, it always seems like, first couple of days there's something in the wicket for the quicks as well.
Pat, Ashes series have a history of sledging and verbals. How as a team will you be approaching this series? We know in the past that sometimes it has overstepped the line.
I think you've seen over the last couple of years our team's pretty chilled out there. We're not, I think we're quite a confident bunch, but we're not overly loud or in your face at times. So I think you've seen our personalities kind of reflected out there on the field over the last couple of years. So I'm sure there's going to be emotion at times, but I'd be surprised if that bubbled over like maybe it has in the past.
Pat, you said that you had some conversations to have before finalising a team. Looked like you were having one out there a bit short time ago. Can you tell us what that was about and if there is a team?
We do have a team, but yeah, we'll announce it tomorrow, mainly because we haven't got around to tell all our squad members. So we'll save that for the toss tomorrow. But yeah, just weighing up, just the different options really. The big difference from last week is Joshy Hazelwood's back available. So just some conversations to be had around, who we think the best 11 for this first one is.
Just on that, when it has come to making that decision that you've now made, how much of that decision is based on your gut or your heart, and how much is based on your brain?
You weigh up everything. You hope, and I think when you've got such quality assets to throw at it, I don't think there is a wrong answer. So I think you kind of judge on what you value more, whether it's data from past series, how someone's injuries tracking, how they've been going lately, makeup of the attack, and we always use a bit of gut feel, bit of data. Don't know really.
Pat, you've talked quite a bit in the past about how you guys adapt your style of play to what's in front of you, sometimes aggressive, sometimes not so much. Is there more incentive in this test to maybe play the long game, given Stokes as a bum knee, they've got a spinner who hasn't played test cricket in 18 months? Is there more incentive to think about wearing them into the ground a bit?
Haven't really thought about that, to be honest. It's something we talk a little bit about in Australia, especially having 5 test match series. But yeah, we're big on just playing what's in front of you. So some of our batters might take 200 balls to get 100, and that's totally fine. No big conversations around that, other than just go out there, bat however you want to bat, really. And that's worked over the last couple of years.
Pat, it must feel like people have been asking you questions about this forthcoming Ashes series for a long time now. This is the last time that's going to happen. How desperate are you to stop talking and start playing?
The easy answer has been that we've got a World Test Championship ahead of the Ashes, so that was always a nice out. It's just, we've got so many English mates, us Aussies, and all the English have Aussie mates, so there's just been so much talk about it for the last 18 months, really, since the last one finished. So, we're pumped that it's here. 2019 was an amazing series, and as soon as one series finishes, you're already looking forward to the next one, and it's exciting. I think this one in particular seems like it's just got a little bit more on it. Kind of the whole cricketing world stops for a month to kind of put their attention on this series, and lucky that we're in the middle of it.
Dan, over on the right. Pat, you guys started this trip with some golf, essentially. England did that the other weekend while you were playing the Test Championship final. Do you think you're doing that for the same reasons, as in to get the rhythms of the group together and sort of get back together having fun before you actually get into the cricket bit?
I can't speak for them, but that's part of our reasoning. We'd been a little bit disjointed the last 2 months, so getting everyone together after a long flight, you kind of don't train for a couple of days normally anyway to get your body on on the right schedule. So yeah, we had a great few days where a bit of golf. We did train in between as well, but our group's kind of, when we're here to work, we're certainly here to work, but outside of that, we want to make sure we give space to everyone to get away from it. 6 test matches in 7 weeks, you can't be on 24 hours a day for that whole period of time. So it's worked for us. There's been a bit of golf this week as well. See how it goes.
Hi, Pat. Could, as captain, could you give us your memories of the first ball of the last Ashes series at the Gabba, the feelings around that, and I guess how important that first ball, if it happens to be in your hand or Mitch or whoever it might be, and whether, given what happened in the last Ashes, whether whoever the England batter at the other end might be a bit, forgive me for being a bit nervous.
Yeah, gladly. I thought you were never going to ask that. Yeah, particularly Starkey, leading to that series, there was a little bit of conjecture on his spot. We all, know how good he is and how well he was bowling. But just that, I think, pressure release of that first ball, taking a wicket, setting up the whole series, was my first ball as captain. So, it takes a little bit of the nerves off as well. Just one of those iconic Ashes moments, which every series always seems to have a couple of. Yeah. I know Harmison still probably cops grief for his first ball. So we'll see if I'm bowling. I might give it to someone else down the other end just so I don't create a memory.
Pat, your second Ashes as captain, how do you think you've evolved in these past 2 years? What have you learnt about captaincy in those 2 years?
Yeah, a little bit. I don't think I'm overly different to what I was 18 months ago. Again, I think the team's basically the same as it was 18 months ago, so my role hasn't changed too much. Everyone's even more experienced than they were. So I'd say with experience, your gut feel maybe gets a little bit better, your intuition, and maybe a little bit of confidence knowing I've done it 15, 20 times before. So just a little bit stronger with my own kind of beliefs when I feel like I need to.
Over here on the left and then right. Hi, Pat. England believe that their uncompromising attacking is a strength, but is it also something you've discussed that's potentially could be exploited?
Yeah, it could be. I guess time will tell. I think both teams are very consistent in that you want to worry about your own game, and absolutely you have an eye to the opposition and how you structure up against them and some planning. But we've been amazing over the last 20 test matches, and I think you've seen a pretty similar style in the way we've played, so we don't want to lose sight of that. Any of our decision making around matchups, around field placements, is to maximise our own strengths as opposed to being too focused on the opposition.
Pat, do you anticipate this is your most challenging test series as a bowler and as a captain, just given obviously the way England plays different to what you've come up against a lot before, and also just the amount of thinking you on your feet that is likely to be required given their tactics?
Don't know. Again, I think we'll wait and see. I mean, India's spinning wickets there is, I think that's far more foreign than a fast bowler, playing 3 fast bowlers here in England. So that takes a lot of problem solving. I'm sure we'll get presented with lots of different problems this series that we've got to try and work through. But I've played here a little bit. The opposition we've played a lot against. So I'm sure there'll be surprises like there always are, but probably less unknowns than some other tours.
Pat, it's been a whirlwind 18 months for you. Have you got a moment to just reflect on the fact that you'll be an Australian captain in an away Ashes? It comes with a lot of prestige and privilege.
A little bit. I think last week was a moment of reflection for the group. Just having a really stable group for the last 18 months, and the toil and resilience we've shown across, wherever we've played, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, India, and obviously at home. I think that was a really proud moment for everyone in that group, staff as well. And I think tomorrow walking out there with the captain's blazer on, again, remember as a kid flicking on SBS at 7:30 at night, watching the Aussies go about it and thinking, how cool's that? So to be there in the middle of it's going to be a pretty special moment.
Got one here, we'll go to the left wing.
Hi Pat, has winning the World Test Championship eased some of the pressure on the side, or has it just raised expectations?
I don't think it's raised any expectations from our group. I'd say it's been a really good nod that we feel like we've played really well over the last 18 months, and not only do we have series wins to show for it, now we've got the World Test Championship. So I think it's a moment in time where you look back and show that our best is as good as anyone else's in the world. So I don't think it's changed any of expectations. If anything, one more Test match that we've played here in England, get a bit more used to the conditions, know that the way we play is going to work at our best.
Hi Pat. I just wondered if you were surprised that England named their team 2 days out, and how's David Warner taking the news that Stuart Broad is playing in this Test?
I don't think he's overly surprised. I'm sure he's thought about it a lot over the last 4 years, hoping to get another crack at it. No, not overly surprised. We normally name our side pretty early as well. This one's a little bit different with a shorter turnaround, but there's no huge surprises. You kind of plan for everyone anyway, so it doesn't matter. Davey, I know, will have all his plans in place. I'm sure you'll see a bit more of an aggressive Davey than perhaps in 2019, and he's itching to get out there and have another chance at it.
You have one right over the back there. You got the mic.
Hi Pat, how are you planning to deal personally with the 5 tests in 6 weeks and your workload as bowler and captain? Obviously, do you think you can play all 5?
That's the plan. I've done it a few times before. Home summers where we've played 5 or 6 Test matches in 5 or 6 weeks, so it's nothing new. I'll be guided mainly by my body, so feeling really good at the moment. Take it test by test, but there's 25 days of cricket left, and in between that, I reckon I'll be doing a lot of Uber Eats at home on my bed watching golf or something. Yeah.
How much are you looking forward to the hospitable and welcoming Edgbaston crowd?
You're in an Ashes series, especially here at Edgbaston. The Holly stand there's pretty vocal, but it's great. It's pressure. It's why playing and winning overseas is hard, because you've got sometimes hostile crowds who are pretty vocal in which team they're supporting. So, the Barmy Army, it's always great here in Jerusalem in the morning. Again, it's just another reminder you're in the middle of an Ashes series.
Thank you. We've got one here, and maybe finish up with Dan.
Hi Pat. Some great all-rounders have had some pretty defining moments in this series over the years. Obviously Cam Green's first one over here. Can you just talk a bit about his development since the last Ashes and what kind of impact you think he can have this summer?
He's... what was that, 18 months ago? I think now he's 20 Test matches on. You're just seeing him mature a little bit. Incredible gully fielder as well, but I thought the way he bowled last week was fantastic, and you're seeing a real confidence in his batting. He got his first Test 100 only a couple of Test matches ago, so I think you're just seeing him mature and grow a little bit, getting more confident in his own ability. We all know he absolutely belongs at this level, and he's a superstar, and I think he's starting to learn that himself with each performance that he puts up.
Pat, you touched on the shorter turnaround in terms of the naming the team. Is everyone fully fit though? Are they all ready to go if selected?
Yeah, no injury problems.
Sorry, we've got one more. Last one here over the back with Dan Wilson.
Pat, Shane Warne always used to say that you've got to be prepared to lose in order to try and win, and it's a philosophy that Ben and Brendan have taken on as well. Is that something that you share?
Yeah, most of the time. It's obviously a case by case, so we'll see. But I think we've always been a pretty positive team the way we've gone about it in Australia, and that hasn't changed.
Are you not interested in draws?
When the time's right.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.